Hello, everyone. Welcome to Venice. Some of the topics we're going to go over today include the history, geography, sites, activities, places to stay, food, fun facts, and also some celebrations and holidays. So let's start off with the history and geography. Venice was founded in 421 AD by the Veneti, who sought refuge in the marshlands alongside the River Po. Because the city was located in the middle of a swamp, it had lots of independence, and other cities found it hard to siege and take control of the land. Venice was controlled by the Byzantine Empire, but in 726 they gained their independence and elected a doge. Venice's power increased as a result of commerce containing spices and silk from Constantinople and Alexandria. The Venetian Ghetto. The word ghetto means foundry and originated in Venice. The Venetian Ghetto was a crowded place with a population that grew as the number of Jewish people arrived to Venice from all over Europe increased in the 1500s. The Venetian Republic segregated its Jewish inhabitants to appease the Roman Catholic Church, which was forcing the expulsion of Jewish people from much of Western Europe. 12 years into existence of the ghetto, Jewish people started to establish synagogues and congregations. By the mid-1600s, lots of Jewish people had influence over Venice's foreign trade. The geography. Venice is situated at the northwestern end of the Adriatic Sea and lies on an archipelago in the Laguna Veneta. This stretches for around 32 miles or 51 kilometers. Although Venice may seem like an isolated sea city, it has close relationships with mainland northern Italy. The Venetian lagoon consists of 118 islands, and many of these islands contain natural features such as sandbars and mudflats. The climate. The climate of Venice is moderately continental. They have cold, moist winters and hot, muggy summers. The average temperature of January, which is the coldest month, is around 4 degrees Celsius or 39 degrees Fahrenheit. During the warmest months, during July and August, temperatures are around 24 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit. The Bora, which is a cold wind, affects Venice and blows from the plains of Eastern Europe to the city. Some of these sites and activities. St. Mark's Basilica. St. Mark's Basilica is Venice's best-known church and was originally the Doge's private chapel. It's decorated with Byzantine art pieces that were brought back to the city by Venetian ships after the fall of Constantinople. There are 4,240 square meters of gold mosaics all over the domes and walls. The Pala de Oro is a beautiful golden altarpiece and is adorned with around 2,000 gems and stones. The Palazzo Ducale and Bridge of Sighs. This site is a pink and white marble Gothic Renaissance structure that was the residence of the Doges who ruled Venice. The original building was destroyed by a series of fires, but was redesigned after. It is currently open for visitors from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. The palace is grand and has lavish decoration. There are works of art from the best artists from all over Venice, including Tintoretto, who painted Paradise, the largest oil painting in the world. Canale Grande, or the Grand Canal. This Grand Canal sweeps through the heart of Venice in a backwards S-curve and is the main body that connects the arrival points of the rail station and bridge from the mainland. There are only 4 bridges that cross its length. The river is the canal is 3.8 kilometers in length. The Ponte di Rialto in San Paulo. It was once that the only bridge that crossed it was the only bridge that crossed the Grand Canal and was built in 1588 at one point. This stone arch was built in replace of a previous wooden bridge, and it supports the busy streets underneath it. Food markets and famous churches border the bridge. Some of the activities you could do is to visit the Teatro La Fenice. The Teatro La Fenice is one of Italy's most popular opera houses. The building has survived not one, but three large fires since its opening in 1792. Despite the fact that it has been modernized and renovated, the theater carries an old world feeling with its detailed gold designs and revolt chairs. There are a variety of classical Italian opera and dances, such as ballet performances scheduled throughout the year. Another activity you can do is stroll through St. Mark's Square. St. Mark's Square is considered to be the center of Venice and is the largest square in the city. Many cities border the square, as well as a variety of restaurants. Visitors come early in the morning or late in the evening to chat, enjoy a plate of spaghetti carbonara, and sip some wine. However, because the square is very busy, the restaurants surrounding it can be expensive. But also, if you travel a little more farther out, uh, there are some cheaper alternatives and restaurants located near the square as well. Another activity you can do is take a ferry to Murano, Burano, and Torcello. Murano, Burano, and Torcello are some of the most famous islands near the city of Venice. Murano is known for its beautiful blown glass. Burano is popular for its lace, and Torcello is known for its cathedral and striking Byzantine art. You can take a water taxi and go to guided tours throughout these islands. Italian markets. Rialto Market sells some of the freshest food in all of Venice. Venice is well known for its seafood. The vegetable stands sell excellent produce and are much fresher and varied than any other supermarket. Leather goods, such as shoes and handbags, are popular items in these markets as well. You can also enjoy the art museums. The Peggy Guggenheim collection contains art from the most influential European and American artists of the 20th century. It is situated in the Dorsoduro district and is close to the Galleria dell'Accademia, which houses some of Venice's most important historical paintings. Where you should stay. San Marco. San Marco is one of the most beautiful towns in Venice and is the location of famous sites such as St. Mark's Basilica. Because it is such a touristy neighborhood, it may get a bit pricey, but there are also plenty of affordable places to stay. Hotel Diana is a nice hotel with a lot of popular restaurants and shops nearby. It is located in a gorgeous 15th century building and is a 10-minute walk from the Rialto Bridge and 150 feet away from St. Mark's Square. San Polo. San Polo is one of the older districts in Venice, but is still a very charming part of the city. San Polo also has lots of iconic landmarks and is the perfect choice for families when deciding where to stay. San Polo Star is an affordable place to stay in the neighborhood and is walking distance to lots of iconic sites. The hotel is very clean and is recommended by many who've stayed there. The food. Sarde and Seo. This is one of the most popular appetizers in Venice. The dish consists of sardines dressed with onions and vinegar, as well as pine nuts and raisins. It has been said that the dish was created as a way to preserve fish for as long as possible. lasagnetta al nero di sepia. This is a pasta dish usually served with spaghetti and squid ink. This mildly sweet flavored dish is usually offered as a main course. While the taste of squid ink is mild, be careful of slips as it may stain your clothing. Frittole. Frittole is a type of sweet Venetian dessert. This fried dessert is often served at carnivals. It is made with eggs, flour, and sugar. They are also served with custard or zambayone cream. It is perfect during the colder winter months. Some of the culture and events. Venice Carnival, or Carnivale. For 2 weeks, from the months of February to March, Venice is filled with pageantry for the carnival. Many events take place on St. Mark's Square, such as the Flight of the Angel, which includes a young woman flying over the city using a zip line. There are many parades and live performances, but many other events are also ticketed affairs. Zuezo per I Ponti. This community event takes place on a Sunday, and many visitors from all ages march through Venice. They visit historical sites as well as lesser known areas. This event revives the spirit of the community, and you can find folk music and entertainers in the neighborhoods scattered throughout the city. Some fun facts. Venice is predominantly built on wood. The canals have wooden stakes to line and create the barrier. Many buildings are also made of wood. The canals are up to 17 meters deep. There is only one official female gondolier as of 2010 because the profession was historically passed from father to son. Venice invented quarantine. Ships would be required to sit offshore for 40 days if there was a disease outbreak. Venice has its own language or dialect, called Venexian. Venetians could disappear by 2030. The local population keeps declining from 120,000 to 60,000 in the span of only 30 years. Climate change shifts the plate on which the city sits, and this may result in the eventual sinking of the city. And that concludes our tour. Thank you everyone for visiting Venice.